Gamers, we're back yet again. I'm good to go here. I'm locking in. Because the last run, it ended free. But there were some moments throughout the run where it seemed like it wasn't necessarily a 100% guarantee that we were gonna make it. I don't know if our odds ever, if our deserve to win a meter, if you will, ever dipped below 50%. But there were sometimes it wasn't apparent that it was inevitable that we were gonna win. Honestly, you're kind of bomb worthy, if I'm being honest. Actually, you know what? I don't think you, no, you kind of are, because you're taking so long to kill. Ideally, and I don't even know if we can make this happen, but I'm gonna try. If you could shoot a bomb at me, I think we can make that happen by just not attacking any more of these dudes, because you can only have 3 of them out. I would like you to shoot a bomb at me over here, because I feel like the odds of it being a secret room are not trivial. That being said, it's becoming increasingly clear this is never gonna happen, and what I should do instead is just fight you, and not worry about doing any cute plays, just be smart about it. Just taking a minute. But it could be worse, bro. This could be like an Eden run, and I could have no damage, which is like half of Eden runs. We get an Empress card for our troubles. Honestly, not so bad. By the way, I'm wearing the same shirts. So you should already know by now. There's nothing new coming down the pipe to save you. There's no... It's not to say there's no new banter, because I don't know that until it actually, you know, until the video's over. That being said, there's definitely, like, nothing new has happened in my life in the interim period. I alt-tabbed, went to Discord for like 5 seconds, and now we're back. And you might say, what's going on in the Discord? I love the Peloton Discord, I really do. And without being rude, it really is... Oh, that's a heck of a shot, bro. It really is one of the only places... people wonder why I prefer it over the other channels in my Discord. Maybe it's not appropriate for a content creator to say this, but like all the other ones are like, oh, it's NL. NL's talking. Let's hit him with like an inside joke related to his own content. People love inside jokes about themselves from strangers, right? Right, obviously. Like, we hold these truths to be self-evident and whatnot. That's huge. Also like to not die. I'm kind of going all in right here, if you'll give me a sec. But in the Peloton Discord, they kind of just talk to me like I'm like a human being. Which I'll admit, sort of an insane expectation to have in a Discord that is there because people enjoy my content. That being said, also, it's like you show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcomes, bro. I can talk like a human being because I get talked at like a human being instead of like a circus animal means I talk there more than I talk in the other groups. I mean, at no point in the Peloton Discord does anybody go, I wonder if he's gonna play Life is Strange True Colors today. Like, I mean, I would have played it by now, man. I liked the first one. I liked Life is Strange, the first one. Life is Strange 2, not as big of a fan of Life is Strange 2. I thought that they, if I may, I thought they leaned a little bit into farce in that one. I think their heart was in the right place, and Lord knows I agree with them on a lot of stuff in the game. I thought as a story, it got a little bit farcical at times, but Life is Strange 1 I enjoyed, man, certainly. I thought as much. Give me some... That's beautiful, bro. You've saved my life. You saved my life, and I don't even know his name. Bro, his name's Spider-Man. Are you stupid? Like, do you know what movie you're in, Kirsten? His name's Spider-Man. You're low-key, though, as a kid. So I remember very vividly. Spider-Man came out in May 2002. And don't embarrass yourself and say some stuff like, oh, I'm pretty sure it was actually July 03. It's May 2002, and I'll tell you why I know this. One is, it set the record for opening box office gross domestically at the time. So that it was seared into my brain as a result of that. I'll try it, bro. Why not? More health, lower rate of fire, I think. I can live with that trade for now. This pact is sealed. What do we think? You know what? Reroll this. Could be more interesting. Speed up? Honestly, I think we just got to speed down. I can be content with that. Also, I was in the 8th grade and I saw it like 2 weeks after it came out, and the only song I listened to that entire summer break was Hero by Chad Kroeger featuring Josie Scott. I was seriously crashing out, bro. I was crashing out at the end of Spider-Man 1. That like, Peter, what are you doing, bro? You've successfully courted Mary Jane Watson, the woman you've loved since you were like in middle school or whatever. And then at your uncle's funeral, no, isn't it? Wait, is it? It's at Norman Osborn's funeral. I apologize. At Norman Osborn's funeral, she comes up to you and goes, "Hey, Peter Parker, be my boyfriend." And he goes, "I'll always be your friend." And she goes, "Only a friend?" And he goes, "That's all I have to give." I was in the audience going, "No!" I was going, "You idiot! You had it in the palm of your hand and you blew it, bro. What are you doing?" It was an emotional moment for me. And can I tell you something? It's been like 23 years or something. I still don't really know what he was thinking. And you might say there's a good character reason for it, but they're dating at the start of Spider-Man 2, man. What was he doing, man? I need to have a sit-down conversation with Sam Raimi, because there's some unexplored trauma from me on that one. He was playing with our emotions like a fiddle, bro. I do want to see Send Help. I don't think we're going to see it because, I mean, we don't want to abuse the grandma and grandpa the grandma and grandpa sleepover lever too much. At least not too much too early, but that might be another premium video on demand type play. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what they were doing with that. But by the way, one thing that's come up a lot, especially as I've been on Letterboxd, is like someone will take issue with a Letterboxd score that I've given and leave a comment that's like, you don't know ball. And then like 100% of the time they have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie in their top 4. There's a serious takes one to know one there. I'm not insulting you because I'm different. I'm insulting you because I'm the same, so I know what hurts. I was that kid, man. I was that kid who was like a burgeoning snob in like the 10th grade. And I'd be like, my favorite movie? Probably the Spike Jonze directed adaptation from a Charlie Kaufman script. Really, really good dissection of like two differing halves of the self. Great music, a little funny as well, a little tragic. Plus that scene when they're behind the log and Charlie's like, "Donald, you don't know, you confessed your love to her, and when you left, she laughed at you." And then he's like, "Oh, I heard her laughing, Charles. I heard her laughing. But that was my love." That's a great bit of dialogue. Charlie, you knocked that one out of the park, if I may. By the way, this is a big moment for us. I'm not gonna take any more Spirit Hearts. That's really good. You earned it, bro. You earned that one. So yeah, it's probably my favorite movie of all time. Definitely adaptation. Definitely the sort of thing where when I saw it in the 8th grade, I was like, I understand absolutely everything about this movie. Second favorite movie, gotta be Spider-Man 1, except the ending. Don't make no sense. Ending's a little bit confusing. What do you mean? That's all you have to give, Peter. You did the upside down kiss. Oh, come on. Whatever, bro. Oh, no, he's not gonna pay out after one more. That's a fool's errand. You did the upside down kiss, bro. Your body made a promise. Yes, that's Cameron Diaz from Vanilla Sky, which in and of itself is a Splitsville reference, but you get the idea. That's right, Unk's becoming cinematic, bro. I'm watching broad targeted screwball comedies, but then also like, you know, a little bit of Korean cinema from time to time. That's the other thing, if I may say, alongside the Spider-Verse, and I'm not judging you because I don't watch that many foreign films myself, and watching foreign films is probably a good thing. Although, if I wanted to spin it on you in a bad faith way, I'm Canadian, so most of the movies I watch are foreign movies. Unless I'm watching something that Guy Madden made, or alternatively, like a Resident Evil movie. Those are... I'm pretty much always watching a foreign movie. I think this might be bad, but we'll see. Why not, bro? Let's give it a try. Oh, I had Birthright and Death's List confused like a fool. I don't know why I'm silly voice coded right now, but a lot of you guys are saying, NL, you don't watch a lot of foreign films. And then I go look at your recent watch history on Letterboxd. You are watching foreign films, but they are all from... This is not the right room, bro. They are all from Korea or Japan, if I may say so myself. And occasionally there's a little bit of Taiwanese cinema in there. I can't deny that, a little bit of Yee or something like that, but... or some In the Mood for Love. A lot of In the Mood for Love in there as well. I can't disagree, but... all of us, everybody's gangster until NL watches Joachim Trier's Sentimental Value, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you should watch Ran." Brother, I don't know what that is, okay? I already watched Runner Runner. As far as I'm concerned, wasn't that good. Don't even remember anything about... Surprised I was able to pull it from my mind. I'm pretty sure it's a poker movie with Ben Affleck and Justin Timberlake. I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe I watched it on an airplane so long ago that it didn't have individual screens. It had like one screen per third of the cabin that you just leaned out into the aisle and watched, which is kind of crazy to think about. That was not only something that existed within my lifespan, but not even close to that long ago. Like I was probably like 25, man. That's crazy. What does a dude have to do to get some red hearts? Okay, now I've thrown some away flippantly. I've thrown good health after bad, but they should be dropping a little bit more as well. Like, this is a little ridiculous. And I will... Well, you know what? Actually, if you pay out with HP, I would be happy to Black Rune it. Although, we could also get the ability to fly very easily, because we're only one item away from becoming Guppy. Maybe we got a hodl on that. Oh, that's mighty tempting, man. But you know what? I think we gotta... You never know. We could get a card that lets us fly, too. There's lots of options. Lots of really good stuff here. I'm not shooting the fires, by the way, because we have Guppy's Eye, so we'll be able to see if they have hearts or coins. Huge. Little Brim is really good. By the way, Seraphim is really good, too. I mean, there might be an argument that Seraphim is, a little better. And by might, I mean genuinely might. I don't know whether there is. But it's one of those situations I'm not sure you could really go wrong. Battery charges, man. Crazy. Help me. This could go wrong real quick. Because I think I might only have one heart. That's a devastating requirement to dodge there. Holy cow, I'm still alive. Just give me a heart, bro! Like Norman Osborn said, before, of course, his untimely passing. Although, it wouldn't have been as untimely. I mean, I know he was the Green Goblin or whatever, but it wouldn't have been as untimely if he'd been smiling down from heaven and going, at least Peter and MJ finally got together. I know he would have been like, at least my death wasn't for naught, bro. Yeah, I mean, it affected me, bro. It was a big deal. Oh my god. No money? No money? Money? I want red stew. 100% we want red stew on this. What was the other one? Gift can be pretty good too. And I'm not talking about the Cate Blanchett movie, which I saw as probably a 14-year-old and is not that good. And yes, I know it's referenced in Harold and Kumar, and it was a reference that did not fall on deaf ears even then, but please. Please. Please don't hit me! We gotta go faster. Dream here is, you give me a Guppy item, we coast to victory. Never get this curse again and just stack HP for the rest of the game while talking about old Katie Holmes movies. So we definitely want Sty. We do want to go a little bit faster. This is a reroll, and I see none Guppy items. I'm gonna be a fool and not take anything there. And you might be saying there was some good stuff there, but I really want to be careful with our HP because we're so close to obvious greatness, man. We're really right there. And this is burning our damage down, which is really annoying. But on the bright side, maybe we get some permanent damage out of that. And you could be a Guppy. I'm willing to try. You could be a Guppy item in here. You're not a Guppy item, but you're gonna have two items similar to you. Okay, take that and take this. False pills is kind of crazy. Do we know what they are? gave us a demon heart. That's the only thing I care about. Okay, worst red stew purchase of all time, without a doubt. But either way, the stats that we're going to get out of that, the spirit hearts we're going to get out of that, those are big. We do have to worry about stats down. But like, small negatives, not a big deal. Half negatives, full negative consequences, bro. Headcrab zombie, John Freeman type stuff. You know what I'm talking about? So old, it's a little pre-YouTube. I think we want Isaac's Fork. Consume 9 enemy. Can I say something? Forks are goated, man. I mean, if you could, to dredge out this classic young man's argument, I think if you could only have one utensil, a lot of, and sorry, I'm steel manning before I should be straw manning. I should straw man first, steel man after. I think that the fork is the single best utensil. It's not appropriate for everything, but you can use it for almost anything. And then you're gonna say, and this is where the steel man comes in. You're gonna, or maybe, I don't know, maybe this is the straw man. You're gonna say, what about soup? Okay, bro, just pick up the bowl. The bowl is basically one big spoon and your hand is the handle, okay? That's why it's called a handle. You are already a spoon if you have the flatware. Or the dishware, I should say. I need a Venn diagram, the same way I need a Venn diagram on Nordic versus Baltic versus Scandinavian versus Kalmar Union. I need a Venn diagram on cutlery versus dishware versus flatware. I'm pretty sure dishware is all eating utensils. Wait 1 second, we got red stew, I can't be messing around. I think it includes like plates, bowls, but also forks and knives. And spoons. I'm not trying to insult the spoon. There is no spoon here, by the way, in case you've never seen The Matrix. Let me hydrate before I get into this bucket of worms. Cutlery is obviously, I think cutlery, by the way, might be like a British/Canadian word. If you're American, you might be confused, which is hard for you, I'm sure, but you'll keep up on it, you know, you're smart people. Cutlery and flatware, I'm pretty sure, are the same thing. I'm pretty sure cutlery and flatware are cut from the same cloth. I think that's only the things that you grab with your hands to eat. This is a weird one, but bookworm is obviously great, and then you re-roll it. Ah! You obviously grab this. The other two don't really matter, but then the more charges you can get, the merrier. Huge. I think I'm feeling like item room is going to be over here just based on the location of the secret room. Anyway. Now you might say, but what about just using your hands instead of a fork for like non-liquid foods? And to be honest with you, I don't have a great argument against that. I guess what I would say is now I understand why you've got multiple kinds of utensils in the drawer. Take it from me, I don't know how old you are at this point in your life. Probably, I'm willing to guess that of the people watching this, many of them are not the same age. I'm gonna guess that there are people watching this from different ages. Probably, the youngest person watching this is definitely like a small child while their dad is like, maybe even like a newborn baby at 3 in the morning while their dad is feeding them or something like that overnight. Or mom, but statistically dad. Just based on the demographics that I can see in my own analytics tab. Oldest person watching this, I'm gonna say grandma or grandpa against their will. They have like a young Zoomer or old alpha grandchild who's like, I've got to watch this video and I don't own headphones, so they're probably being forced to listen to it against their will. But I've run the gamut. Trust me, it's a young man's game to cook in the kitchen and have your #1 priority be, I'm gonna make as few dishes as possible. There's so much digital ink spilled online and in Twitch chats about cooking in the most efficient way, but not to make a delicious meal, but just to make it so you have to spend 5 less minutes doing the dishes at the end of it. There's a certain bliss in Doctor Strange dish glove I don't know if that really rolled off the tongue as well as I wanted it to, but you get the idea. Doctor Strange glove, and the glove is dishwashing gloves. Using the right tool for the job in every situation, and then the dishes take as long as they take, bro. I'll tell you, I used to be an efficiency maxer on the dishes. It actually, in a way, it actually makes the dishes take longer. And the reason it makes it take longer is because it feels like it takes longer because you dread the activity so much. If you just accept that every night there's going to be dishes and then learn how to start, you know, making the best of the chore, there's nights where I'm like, oh, the dishes are over too fast. That kind of stinks, bro, because now I got to go scoop the litter box. And scooping the litter box is a serious roulette. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff in there. Sometimes they be pooping on the pee. I don't know. Sometimes they don't be covering up the poop at all. I don't know if it's like a protest or something like that. But last night I cooked pasta for my family, and yes, at this point, can we not do this in 2026? That's how I pronounce it. It's how my countrymen pronounce it, to be honest. And again, we're maintaining our linguistic sovereignty, so you can shove it. I'm not apologizing for plague or lava or decal or pasta anymore. It's not happening. Because you took an inch, you took a centimeter, and you ran a meter. Let's put it that way. You took a centimeter and then said, "Excuse me, sir, can I please have a meter?" Absolutely not. But regardless. And the way I used to do it is I would maybe try to use one wooden spoon for everything, you know? You're browning the meat in the pan, use a wooden spoon for that. You're adding the dried pasta to the boiling water, give it a stir with the same wooden spoon that you were browning the meat with. You're adding the pasta back into after it's cooked, you're adding it back into the sauce to take on the flavor and eventually be served. Add it with the spoon. Then you're getting it out of the pot where it's all mixed together and putting it on a plate. Might as well use the same spoon for that. Bro, it's literally meta right now. You only made one dish, bro. Okay, you know what I did last night? Brown the meat in the pan. Spatula. Put the pasta in the boiling water. I just use my hands for that. That one, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's meta, to be honest. But then, use the wooden spoon to stir it so that the pasta noodles didn't get stuck together during the cooking process. That's 2 already. Drained the noodles using a sieve to hold the pasta while also letting the boiling water fall into the sink, and only slightly burning my hands on the steam, which is a big dub for a guy like me. So there's another one. And then, after adding the noodles into the sauce, oh, I've been chosen by God. That's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful too. I'll grab that and not even worry about the meta on this beast. Oh, that's pretty good too, but I don't want to get too risky with it. Get me out of here. You don't serve pasta with a spatula. This was a penne, by the way, or rigatoni, I think. You don't serve that with a wooden spoon. You don't serve that with a spatula. I got a slotted spoon out and I made it dirty. And then you know what I did after dinner? I did the dishes. But using the right tool for the job provided me with infinite satisfaction, and the dishes did not take infinity to do. The dishes took like an extra 45 seconds as a result of that. I think you need to embrace the oblivion of chores. By the way, can you tell as like a middle-aged adult I've spent too much time arguing with Twitch chat? Like every other person my age who's not in this ecosystem that I talk to is like, yeah, we do that already. Yeah, we do the dishes, bro. Yeah, I've been doing them for years. I've been doing them for like 30 years. And then every person I talk to online is like, Unk. I use the multi-tool. If she don't like the multi-tool, I don't want her. I'm not trying to say one way of life is more virtuous than the other. I'm saying, you know, I'm just trying to say they're two different ways of life, I guess. And sometimes the multi-tool goes hard, I ain't gonna lie to you. What you really need, if we're gonna bring this back to like a Redditor context, which I of course love to do, because it's the front page of the internet, and the front page, of course, the best part of the newspaper. You don't need anything else. You just need the front page. Especially if it's a sports newspaper, because then you get the sports on the front page. That's what it's all about. Can I tell you how old I am? And this, it sounds like I'm making this up. We got sports on TV, but it wasn't until I was like 10 that we got cable. So we would just have to watch whatever game was on the television. And we didn't get TSN, which is our version of ESPN. This is pre, I think, Sportsnet even existing, for the record. I have vivid memories of, like, I was a Montreal Canadiens fan, but the Montreal game wasn't on TV. So I would wait till I woke up in the morning, go upstairs, ask my grandpa if I could read his newspaper, and then turn to the scores and standings page of the newspaper. And like reverse engineer what the result of the Montreal Canadiens game was. Some things about the future are not totally awesome, but the fact that you can get these scores like on demand easily is pretty awesome. Empty vessel's a big one here. Okay, now we should lock in, to be honest, because the run could get a little touchy, but we also do have Mom's Knife and Guppy. This is like a beautiful celebration of 10 wins, man. But don't listen to me. I'm on my chore maxing arc, and I can't even I can't spin it to you as like self-improvement. All I can spin it to you is that once you get in the groove, it feels good to be doing stuff, man. I've been making my bed lately. You might say, why? I don't really know. Just because, like, I've for the first time in years, I've gotten past the point where, like, it's a daily struggle to keep the house clean, which is largely because we have a kid who's throwing Legos all over the place all the time. But we finally, after, like, weeks of putting in a little effort every night to keep the place tidy, we're finally making headway on the place actually being, like, organized. And now I'm like, dude, make the bed. Bedroom looks nice. You know what makes it look even nicer? Make the bed. And what material benefit does it give you? Very little, but it also doesn't take very much time. And it's time I probably would have been doing nothing with anyway. And the other thing is, every time I go to my bedroom, I'm like, oh, looks nice. It gives me warm, fuzzy feelings. And then I get in the bed and I mess it up immediately. But so what, bro? That's life. Everything's ephemeral, bro. Even this adjective. We're never gonna get another trinket until we open that one up, right? Oh my god. I'm stupid. Health? Health, anybody? Health. I need somebody. But also, don't listen to me. Because the other thing is, Q1 is always the busiest time of year in the domain of work that I don't want to do, aka responding to emails and delivering forms. And I got a lot of those on the go. So doing anything at all except for doing those feels awesome. It's like how when you have to study for exams and all of a sudden, sorry, yes, I'm trying to fit in with the fellow college students here, but you know when you have to study for finals and all of a sudden you're like, I'm just gonna clean out the refrigerator first. Bro, has anyone noticed it's been forever since we cleaned out the fridge? Aren't you supposed to be studying for your orgo final? Yeah, but who could study with a dirty fridge like this, bro? So I'm doing frictionless tasks that are easy to do that also feel like you have an excuse to do them because they're considered responsible tasks instead of doing the tasks that should be higher up on the Trello board, if you will. Does Trello still exist? People use another project management collaboration software, don't they? I always forget. Because I mean, why would I know, to be honest? But and don't even get me started on Trello saying, hey, you haven't used your account, start using it, you haven't used it in a year, start using it sooner, we're gonna delete it. Bro, you made me make the account. Big ups to Europe, by the way. I think it's Europe that changed the laws, so they have to delete our stuff, because Lord knows we would never willfully enact that stuff. But the emails are so crazy to me. You haven't used your Eventbrite account in almost a year. We're gonna miss you. Bro, I'm not gonna miss you. All I wanted to do was get into some kind of like mixer at PAX or something like that. Used to just have a list with a pen and a pad. Now you gotta, hey, sign up for this. Don't worry, you could just use your old Facebook or something. It'll just take the auth from your old Facebook, bro. Have a single point of failure for every single account in your life. Get out of here with that, bro. But mostly get out of here with these whiny emails. We miss you. I mean, all I'm saying is nobody was complaining about the cost of like storing our account data when they were forcing us to sign up for an account for everything that we just wanted to use one time. Now all of a sudden it's the guilt trip. Oh, it's costing us an eighth of a penny a decade to keep your ledger in our database. Oh, please. Please log in now or you're gonna lose your Trello boards. Okay, Trello might be one example where actually you might want to keep those, but you get what I'm saying. I never want a corporation to email me with a pleading emoji in the subject line. That's all I'm saying. Maybe... Hang on a second. I'm trying to think of the funniest emoji. Maybe two men wrestling. By the way, am I becoming too woke? I've stopped using man_verbing as an emote, as my default emote template, and I've started using person_verbing. For example, I no longer use man saluting, I use person saluting. Why? Because it's 2026, bro. Give me 4 knives, fours over knives. Roll me again. I don't know what any of this stuff does. Person_confused_face. Give me that. Holy cow. I honestly thought this was like a 6-minute long video. I entered a dang fugue state. What do you got for me? Oh, that's kind of like a knife in and of itself. Beautiful, bro. Anyway, the only one it doesn't work for is manatee. I'm still trying to make personity work, but they're not responding to my calls. They're busy sending me pleading emails. You haven't used your emoji.com account in almost 4 days. All your precious emojis are going to be lost. I don't know why I went Owen Wilson mode. I don't know, Loki. Loki, they're saying all your emojis are going to be lost. Holy cow. Aren't you worried about your emojis, Loki? Remember when Ultron hit the pen? I'm just saying stuff, man. I don't know. We're getting to the end of the video here. Have mercy. Can I say, this is by far the most merciful run we've had. I very much appreciate it. I don't take anything for granted. It would be nice to play more today, because I remember how Isaac works, right? Aren't the seeds kind of, they're based on your system clock or something? So the odds of us getting a similar suite of items are higher on, like, our next run on this calendar day than tomorrow. But that being said, I mean, that's life, bro. I ain't got the fruit to juice on that one. We'll have to go check it out tomorrow. Hopefully, unless I'm making my bed. No. The Isaac is so I have an excuse to not make my bed right away. The making my bed is so I have an excuse to not respond to my emails right away. And the responding to emails is so that I have an excuse to not confront the inevitability of everyone's mortality. And so anyway, long story short, great episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Later.